Are you sick and tired of doing weird looking exercises, of cutting out your favorite foods, and of just being miserable trying to get the body of your dreams? Trust me, I've been there too in the past and it ain't fun. Hi, I'm Aliaa and I'm the founder of Limitless Coaching, where we help people get into the best shape of their lives while eating the foods that they love. So if you clicked on this video, I'm guessing that your main goal is to tone up, right? To achieve that nice toned look that we're all after. You know, that look where you've got a nice flat stomach, toned legs, just toned upper body, overall a very nice, healthy, fit look. Well, first things first, let me just say you cannot tone a muscle. Like, that's not a thing. It's not possible. You can't actually tone a muscle. You can grow muscle or you can lose muscle. You can't tone it. So achieving this toned look is actually when you have enough muscle mass on your body and a low amount of body fat, so that that muscle actually shows through. So achieving a toned look actually comes down to building muscle and losing body fat. And if you're a beginner, if you're still within, the first year or two of your fitness journey, then you're in luck, because you can actually do these two things at the same time. You can build muscle and lose fat at the same time when you are just starting out. And I really wish that I had information like this back when I first started my fitness journey about a decade ago. What I used to do is I would cut out carbs, cut out sugar, cut out all the foods that I would actually love to eat, and I would just spend hours and hours every single week doing tons of cardio, tons of HIIT workouts, and I got absolutely nowhere. I did not have the physique of my dreams. I was very, very skinny with no muscle. I had like that skinny fat look, and it was only, a few years later where I actually educated myself and learned a lot about how to actually train and how to actually eat in order to achieve that toned look, that I was able to transform my physique and be where I'm at today. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 3 tips to getting the toned body that you are after. So tip number 1 is that you must lift heavy weights. Now, this is going to be very difficult for especially some women to accept, is that you have to lift heavy, and lifting heavy is not going to result in you getting too bulky or bulking up at all. If anything, in order for muscle to actually grow, you're going to have to stimulate it with a heavy weight and take your sets close enough to failure. I recommend doing sets in the 8 to 15 rep range for the most part, with a weight that is challenging, where you feel very, very, challenged at the end of your set. That is when you know that you're going heavy enough. So I'd recommend making the bulk of your training resistance training between 3 and 5 times per week, hitting each muscle group twice a week, and that is going to be the perfect place for you to start with your resistance training. Now, before I dive into the second tip, just a reminder to please like this video if you are enjoying it, and subscribe to my channel for more weekly tips just like this video. Now, second of all, you must eat in a calorie deficit. By definition, fat loss can only occur when we are in a calorie deficit. So if you want to lose body fat, you don't have to cut out things like ice cream or like bread or pasta or just carbs in general. You can eat literally anything you want. You just need to figure out how many calories is a calorie deficit for your body and just stick to that, and then you'll see your weight actually gradually drop. So yeah, big plus here is that you don't have to cut out anything. You just have to portion control and make sure you're within your calorie deficit. Now, my third and final tip is actually very important, and that is to make sure that you're eating enough protein. So here's the thing: when we're in a calorie deficit and we're lifting really, really heavy weights, to make sure you're actually gaining muscle, you must be eating enough protein to fuel that muscle building process. Without enough protein, you can't really build any muscle. So I recommend taking your body weight in pounds, your lean body weight in pounds. So let's say if you lost all your fat, how much would you weigh roughly? And then take that weight, convert it into pounds, and then that should be how many grams of protein you'd be eating per day. For example, let's say someone who's 180 pounds wants to lose a good 60 pounds, right? That means that their lean weight would be 120 pounds. So that means they'd be eating 120 grams of protein per day. Now, I'd recommend spacing out your protein throughout the day. Make sure you have a serving of protein after your workout, and then you will be golden. And there you have it, my top 3 tips to help you achieve the toned body that you're after. Tip number 1 was to make sure that resistance training is your main form of training. Number 2 is to eat in a calorie deficit. And number 3 is to make sure you're eating enough protein to fuel the muscle building process. One last thing, guys, before I forget, if you would like access to my free Facebook group where I go live once a week and I share pretty much daily tips and tricks surrounding nutrition and fitness, just send me a DM with the word FB and I'll get back to you the link to join the group. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, just head over to the description down below. I'll leave a link for it in there. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next video.